Hi everyone, welcome to the One Stop Wrestling YouTube channel once again. As always, I am Craig Smith. I am joined by Alfonso, and as you can see, we have an extremely special guest today. We've got Raine Cruz, who you may remember as a 2021 TikTok WWE ring announcing competition. Raine, thank you so much for joining us. How are you today?
Oh my God, thank you so much for having me. I'm very excited to talk to you guys.
I think
it's an absolute pleasure.
That was weird. We just announced an announcer to our show. I think that's a first for us, and I think that's a very funny thing to do. And I have a question for Raine, just to start. Like, we're going fast. Okay, so first is that you're announcing right now in RPW.
Yeah.
Tell us about your experience right now in this new promotion, or how has it been? Tell us about it.
Yeah, so with RPW, actually, we just started that promotion. My promoter, he sent me a message like months ago, and he's like, hey, I'm starting this promotion and I'm trying to do this show. Can you be my ring announcer? And, you know, that promoter, he was with me since I started in the Indies last year. And so how could I say no to him, right? Because he supported me when Raine Cruz was starting in the Indies. So to me, it was a big yes. And, you know, it was such a great experience to just be in the indie scene, especially in one wherein everyone was just like working well together. You know, I got there and everything was just organized. Everyone knew what they're supposed to do. And the fans that we got that night, for something that we just started, it was amazing because the place was packed. And we got like college kids walking by, they got curious what's going on. And next thing we know, we got like a bunch of college kids watching our show. So it's cool because we know that we had a bunch of wrestling fans there, we also had people who had not seen wrestling before, and they were seeing it for the first time ever at RPW.
That's very cool. That's very, very cool.
So obviously, people watching will remember you from ring announcing at Summerslam in 2021. How was that experience of winning the TikTok challenge and actually getting that opportunity to be in front of that many people in WWE?
Oh, wow. The experience, you know, honestly, I look back to it and I still can't believe it happened to me, you know, because it's like, you know, you join a contest, it's like a lottery, right? It's like, it's everyone's game, you know. I remember I didn't have a TikTok account at that time. And when I saw the contest, I was like, of course it's on TikTok. I don't know how to use TikTok. It's what cool kids use. I don't use it, mostly because I didn't know how to use it. And then, so to me, it was just like, well, I don't know what they're looking for. Are they looking for a seasoned ring announcer? Are they looking for, you know, someone who had just started? Are they looking for, I don't know. So I figured maybe just, you know, send in my videos, it's free, you know. And then I remember checking where my videos were, like, you know how like when you check a hashtag and you could see like the top videos, my videos weren't any of the top ones. So I was like, well, I guess that's it for me. They're not gonna see my videos. I'm not gonna win this contest. And then next thing I know, I was getting a call and then an email saying that I had won the contest. And it's like, okay, how did this happen? And it was a few days before SummerSlam too. So I was like, okay, well, I got to make it to SummerSlam. And I actually worked that day, and you know, I told my boss, I was just like, well, I can't tell you what's going on, but I can't make it to work. Sorry. But the experience was amazing. Obviously, it's nothing that I had ever dreamed of. You know, I didn't think it was going to happen to me. I've always wanted to be inside a WWE ring, and that was basically like winning the lottery for me. You know, I remember being there, being inside the ring, and it's just like I looked around and I was like, okay, this is cool. You know, I got the chance to do a rehearsal. Because we got there at like 8:45 in the morning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it was really early. And then, you know, but that kind of helped me feel more comfortable about the day. And everyone was just really nice. You know, I met a bunch of, you know, wrestlers and a bunch of people who work behind the scenes, and they were very welcoming to us, to myself and my husband. And it was just pretty neat, you know, because meeting all of these wrestlers, you know, and you're like, oh God, I'm here. And then I remember while we were rehearsing, because they wanted me to kind of get used to where I needed to stand in the ring, where I need to look. And I remember while I was rehearsing, Matt Riddle was actually in the ring too, kind of like warming up. And then I could see Charlotte Flair like in a corner of my eye. And it's like just kind of like surreal moment, you know. And then I see AJ Styles talking to my husband. It's like, what's going on here?
You were starstruck?
You know, yes and no. Mostly because I think in my head, I know, obviously I am a fan. I love wrestling, right? But to me, I know I had a task that day, which is, okay, I had to announce this match. And, you know, there were priorities in my head where, okay, this is the job that you're here for, you know, just you got to announce this match. Then after that, you can be a fan. I needed to like kind of focus on that because I did not want to kind of drop the ball, you know, and be kind of like, and lose sight of what I had won, which is be able to announce and kind of show the world what I know and what I love to do. So yeah, I was definitely starstruck, you know, mostly because it's like, I can't believe I'm talking to these people. And I remember after the rehearsal, I got out of the ring, and because at that time we were still wearing masks. So yeah. I got out of the ring and someone walked up to me and she congratulated me. And I already knew it was Molly Holly. With the mask on, I knew it was Molly Holly, right? She walks up to me and she's like,
that's so cool.
Yeah, it's like, congratulations, great job. And I was just staring at her and I was like, oh my God, thank you. And thank God for masks, because I was literally like in my head, what is going on right now? I had Molly Holly walk up to me, telling me I did a great job. Congratulations. She's right here in front of me. And then I think she saw the look in my eyes that I was just like shocked. She like pulls her mask down. Hey, this is Molly Holly. And I was like, in my head, of course you are Molly Holly. I know that. And then right after that, it was Beth Phoenix. And somehow I was so starstruck with Molly Holly that when I talked to Beth, I somehow was thinking I was talking to my coworker, Beth. And in my head, why is my coworker here? What is she doing here? And then, you know, because she kept saying, oh yeah, this is Beth. And I was like, why is Beth here? And then like, she pulls her mask down, Beth Phoenix. And I was like, okay, my mind just exploded.
Well, you were like daydreaming over there just for all the experience. And we can see in the background that you have a share from SummerSlam.
Yeah, that was from SummerSlam. That was my first SummerSlam. That was in LA. God, I want to say more than 10 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah,
nice.
And that was, you can't see like, because it's kind of dark, but that one's for my first pay-per-view. It's No Way Out in Vegas. And that was in 2008. And I'm sitting in my SummerSlam chair.
Your own SummerSlam chair. That's great. That's great. And if people like follow you on Twitter, they can see like you love to live tweet the shows. I have seen your tweets. You're like very happily trying to live tweet everything. And so talking as a fan, what's the best thing in this like new era for WWE, like with Triple H now in charge? What are you looking for the most?
Oh God, I'm looking forward to better storylines. And you know, you're right. I love to live tweet. So every time I get the chance to watch the show live, because like I live in the West Coast, so you know, they show it live in the East Coast, and then you know, on the West Coast, it's technically live, but it's like not really live anymore. So sometimes I get to catch the actual live show, so I get to like live tweet, and especially for pay-per-views, I love doing that. But yeah, I'm excited for you know, the people who have returned recently to WWE. I'm excited for better storylines that actually make sense, you know, not just like a random, hey, here's a new character. This is what this character can do great. So yeah, I'm excited for that because I think, you know, Triple H knows what he's doing. And I think, you know, it's great that we have someone who's actually done the job thinking for, you know, the company, thinking about storylines, because this guy, he was a wrestler, right? Not just a wrestler, he was a great wrestler. So now you have someone who has wrestled, knows the psychology of wrestling. And I think, you know, if you have someone like that thinking about storylines, I think, you know, that's going to be great.
So what storylines are actually grabbing you at the moment? What's the best thing that WWE is currently putting out?
Oh God, I love Sami Zayn as the honorary Uce.
We are a Sami Zayn team here. Like we have been saying with Craig, is the best story right now in wrestling. In whole
for sure.
Right?
It's the best story right now.
It's amazing. Like, I mean, the fact that Sami Zayn somehow, you know, blends in with the bloodline really well. And he's not just like in the background. Now he's just like this character who's like, okay, what is he gonna do now that he's the honorary Uce? It's just amazing. And like the last segment they had with the shirt, I watched that segment so many times because it's that good, and it has always put a smile on my face because of the facial reactions, the timing, you know, the way they delivered the lines. It's crazy. And you hear the people reacting too, the crowd. And to them, at first they were kind of like, oh God, they're you know, they're letting Sami Zayn go. They're you know, cutting him off the bloodline. And the next thing you know, Roman Reigns hands this shirt to Sami Zayn, and it's like everyone's just like, what the hell did just happen? Oh my God. So yeah, that to me is like the best storyline right now.
Also, one of those storylines on paper, if you said 3 months ago, Sami Zayn would be the best thing on WWE television, mixed with the bloodline, you'd think whoever told you that would be absolutely crazy. But here we are, and it is literally the most entertaining thing on any wrestling program currently, in my opinion, anyway.
I think so too.
Phenomenal.
I think so too, because it's really done well, you know. So it's like, to me, I am excited to see where this thing is gonna go. Is he gonna turn on the bloodline down the line? Is he gonna, you know, one day challenge, you know, Roman Reigns, or, you know, is he gonna get cut off the bloodline and team up with Kevin Owens, and then they challenge for the tag team championships? Who knows? But I really am excited to see where this is gonna go.
Okay, so as a fan of Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown, you're waiting for Bray Wyatt to come back, aren't you? When is he coming back? When do you think he's coming back? And who is going to go after him? Like, is he going to face Cross? Is he going to go after Drew McIntyre? Is he going to get directly against Roman Reigns? Is he going to try to get back Braun Strowman back to his team? What do you think?
Know, I like the big surprises on pay-per-views. I remember when Becky Lynch just like popped out of nowhere at SummerSlam. we all went nuts. But thinking for Bray Wyatt, I was thinking maybe Extreme Rules. But I feel like for someone like Bray Wyatt, I would say Crown Jewel. Because I think if you have a pay-per-view like Crown Jewel, you know, international pay-per-view, I still do not like that it's Logan Paul versus Roman Reigns. That's my personal opinion. I just really,
I'm okay with it.
You know, I am ready to tweet out if Logan Paul wins, we riot. So, but yeah, I feel like Crown Jewel, because I feel like if or when Roman Reigns wins at Crown Jewel, I don't want to say if, I'm going to say when Roman Reigns wins at Crown Jewel, I think that's going to be a huge pop if Bray Wyatt shows up.
Okay.
It'd be insane. absolutely insane. So, Raine, for fans of you, what have you got going on next? What have you got planned for the next 12 months or 18 months in the world of professional wrestling?
So for me, I ring announce here in the Southern California area. So like you guys mentioned, I have RPW, Relentless Pro Wrestling. We have a show coming up again in January. I also ring announce for Lucha Pro in downtown Los Angeles. So I have a show coming up on October 16th. If you guys want to watch some Lucha Libre action, October 16th, 6 p.m. in downtown Los Angeles, Lucha Pro. So I do ring announcing for them. I also have a segment called The Rain Check. It's, when I
see what you done now.
Yep. It's time for the rain check with a bunch of wrestlers who, have upcoming matches, and, they want to talk about their match. They want to, cut a promo. And yeah, I check in with them on the rain check, and I post it on my Instagram.
Okay. Have you got any plans to do any sort of in-ring training to take it to that next step from being ring announcer to maybe potentially one day being professional wrestler?
I had thought of that, and schedule wise, it hasn't worked out for me yet. Because I work from like 3 to midnight, and mostly like the trainings are like at night, and so it hasn't worked out for me yet schedule wise. I really want to train and learn the basics, mostly because I want to be a manager, and to me, I want to be that type of manager. And you know what, I'm not going to be afraid to get bumps here and there, and get thrown out on through tables.
Okay, so we're going to put you in a test right now. You're going to be the manager. You're going to be the manager. I know nothing of this. And we're going to ask Craig for a raise. So you have to help me cut a promo on Craig and ask him for a raise for me.
A raise?
No raise?
Yeah. So you're my manager and you're trying to get me a raise.
From Craig. Okay.
Yeah.
How much raise are we talking about here first, though?
Whatever you want.
I mean, I don't pay the guy. The guy gets.
Well, Craig, it's been a while since Alfonso got a raise. So if you haven't seen lately, he has done so much for One Stop Wrestling. So what do you think is the fair? Actually, what do you think is the most deserving raise that Alfonso could get right here, right now, huh? Oh, you don't think he deserves one? Oh, cool then. If Alfonso doesn't get his raise, consider him out right now. So that's something like that.
Hi, Alfonso.
That was great. That was great.
I wish you all the best in your future endeavors. Thank you so much for being a part of One Stop Wrestling.
No problem. I like to be a heel manager, so it's like that's like where I kind of like go right away. It's such a complete opposite.
I will be a heel. I think also, like, I'm a very nice guy, but I would love to play a bad guy on television or something like that.
Uh-huh.
So before we finish, Raine, you have to tell us your all-time greatest ring announcer, the GOAT of ring announcing.
My goal, or
no, who's the greatest ring announcer of all time in your opinion?
Oh God, I actually have two. Is that okay?
Yeah, fire away.
Well, because I'm going to say these two people mostly because I looked up to them. And to me, they inspired me to be who I am, to be who, Ringside Raine is. So I'm going to say Lillian Garcia first, mostly because when I started watching wrestling, right, I remember in my head, oh God, I want to be a wrestler, great. But I knew I can't be a wrestler. I'm not athletic. So I was like, well, what do I get to do? And then I see Lillian Garcia. And I remember seeing her, and in my head, well, you know what? She commands the ring really well. I love how, even though she wasn't wrestling, even though she's not a manager, she was able to kind of command the audience just by being in the ring and telling them what's going on, what's coming up, Plus her voice is amazing too, you know.
Yep.
So to me, it's like the voice, you know, and the way she commands the audience, her stage presence. I really love that. And I remember thinking in my head, well, I can never be like that either. So what else can I do? And the other person that I look up to is Bruce Buffer from UFC.
I love Bruce.
I love him. Honestly, I did not know of him until I started ring announcing. And because I feel like my style is different. I feel like I move around a lot, you know, when I ring announce. If you guys have seen my ring announcing videos, I try to dance with the wrestlers, right? They move, they do their thing. But I think, you know, when I connect with them, it's mostly like a dance between the two of us. I basically provide the music when I ring announce and they kind of do their thing. And to me, I love that interaction between the ring announcer and the wrestler, right? I'm not saying that just being still and like doing your thing is bad either. To me, it's just that's just kind of how my style is, you know? And I feel like the reason why I love professional wrestling is because I get to do what I love to do. I get to express myself. I don't feel like I just have to be like in a box. And I remember, you know, when I started, I was thinking, oh my God, do I have to be like still and just do this and say the piece, whatever. And it just didn't sit well to me, mostly because to me, I felt like, well, this should be something that, you know, I feel like I'm expressing my passion, right? And all of a sudden, you know, my husband's watching UFC. I hear this guy and I was like, who is this guy? And then like, I see Bruce Buffer and he's doing his thing. And I was like, oh my God, this guy is like possessed. He's just like, he's just like doing his thing. He's amazing. And I was like, okay, well, I think I should be fine with like, you know, expressing myself and moving around when I'm ring announcing. And, you know, beauty is always in the eye of the beholder. So I feel like someone out there will like my style too. So yeah, Lillian Garcia and Bruce Buffer.
Amazing. Raine, before we go, anybody's watching, Alfonso, you got one more question?
I got one more question.
Yeah.
It's more of a petition, not a question. I want you to try to do an imitation of Tony Chimmel.
Oh God.
Superstar. You know the one.
Just a rated R superstar part.
You know, it's not only the rated R superstar, it's the rated R superstar.
You know, I thought of that when because for the contest, for the TikTok contest, they have Edge too. Yeah. I thought of that, but I was like, okay, I'm not gonna copy him because I think they're looking for someone who's like has their own style. But I'm gonna take this challenge. Making his way to the ring from Toronto, Canada, weighing in at 265 pounds, he is the rated R superstar. See, I don't do it. Edge. He has like a weird superstar.
Yeah. Like he can break his voice to command.
Yeah. Mine turned into like a chipmunk.
Oh, that's amazing. I could tell no difference.
I'm surprised my dog didn't bark. Because he probably thought there was like a squirrel here at chipmunk.
So Raine, for all your fans who are watching, how can people hit you up on socials? What's your socials? How can people follow you? Go for it.
Oh my God, thank you. So you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, also on YouTube at Ringside Raine. And that's like Raine with an E. And see, like my shirt says Ringside Raine. So I had this made for Money in the Bank in Vegas. And I didn't end up going because I caught COVID that week. So I was like,
bummer.
But I know. And I was like, oh. But it's fine. I still get to keep the shirt. So
exactly.
But yeah, you can find me on those social media, and you can see like my updates on my show, where I'm going to be. You can see my live tweets on Twitter. So
We will also have your socials on our website, which is obviously just onestopwrestling.com. And for everybody who's watched, thank you so much. Remember, comment, like, subscribe. Also, don't forget our second issue of the One Stop Wrestling magazine is officially on sale today. And you can get that from onestopwrestling.com with a selection of covers. Issue features interviews from Kid Bandit, WCW legend Lash LaRue, OVW star Steve Michaels. We have amazing articles on WrestleMania 38, John Moxley, and so much more. So just check out onestopwrestling.com and grab your copy today. Raine, it's been an absolute privilege having you on. Enjoy your day. Thank you so much. I hope we get to speak to you again in the future.
Oh my God, thank you so much. Yeah, anytime you guys need me, let me know. Send me a message.
Take care.